Okay, this is MXUX. We're going to take a look at this video. There's a lot going on with Strive. This is on FinTech TV.
Designed to amplify its Bitcoin.
Let me just start playing
joining
this.
me on this Friday morning is Strive
As you can
Chairman
see,
and CEO Matt Cole.
Strive
Matt, good
is
morning. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. So first and foremost,
Strive has issued another stock, SST. Let's let Matt Cole describe it to you. It's a dividend play on their Bitcoin holdings, and let's just let Matt talk about
there's
it.
been a lot of volatility across the markets, not just crypto, but also equity as well. So tell us what you think is going on when it comes to crypto.
Yeah, so crypto and Bitcoin specifically is a long duration asset. It's never had a single 4-year period in its history where it's had a negative return. But within that history is substantial volatility. And you expect that as someone in the Bitcoin industry. And so today we have prices under $100,000, and for Bitcoiners, this is a buy the dip opportunity, right? This is what we live for, and understand that as a long duration asset, the long-term view is still as positive as it's ever been, and that's what we're trying to do at Strive. That's why we designed and IPO'd SATA, which is a perpetual preferred equity. It's an infinite duration liability, digital credit, to pair with the infinite duration asset of Bitcoin. And so we can ride out these downward movements with no problem and wait for better times over the next several years.
So Matt, you just told us about the Bitcoin accumulation through preferred equity. So with SATA's 12% variable dividend as well as targeted trading range, how does Strive and how do you plan to balance yield stability with Bitcoin's inherent volatility?
Yes, so the idea here is we have two securities. Our common equity ASST is designed to be amplified Bitcoin. So to the upside and to the downside, you would expect ASST.
Okay, so this is the new offering, which pays a dividend of, I believe, $1.13 a share. Ex-dividend is December 1. The symbol is SATA. It's on NASDAQ.
To have more volatility than Bitcoin. And if the future returns of Bitcoin are greater than 10%, our view is that over the next, call it 10 to 20 years, it'll average a 30% plus CAGR on average. That difference in financing costs versus the return of Bitcoin will accrue to the common equity holders. For the holders of SATA, our preferred equity instrument, they get stripped down volatility, so less volatility than Bitcoin, with a variable rate dividend that right now is at 12%, and it's been received very well. When we IPO'd it, we initially were going out with 125 million. We upsized it to 200 million notional. The price talk was initially 75 to 80 at price.
Just to mention here, so with these two offerings, SATA and ASST, they hedge each other. So, pretty interesting move by Matt. I'm not suggesting buy, hold, or sell, but certainly if you hold ASST, you'll capture the upside and the volatility. And if you hold SATA, you'll catch income on the downside. And it's a perpetual variable rate, okay? So this is not going to cause drawdowns in the overall cash balances and so forth associated with Strive. I'll let Matt, I'm not a financial expert. Let's let Matt Cole explain.
Higher end of the range. It was still 2 times oversubscribed, and this is the first week it's been trading on NASDAQ, and it's right around 94, 95 as we speak. And so it's been received
it's about 88 today.
Well by the market. And what you're seeing is the demand for digital credit, that people want income, that the income that's given to them by treasuries, they get debased faster than the rate of money printing. And with Bitcoin-backed digital credit, you can actually flip that and allow people that want income, that want money, to actually accrue an attractive return with less volatility.
Excellent idea.
That volatility moves to the common equity ASST, which for Bitcoin bulls is also a great thing.
Yeah, and for the layperson out there who's watching this right now, can you tell us what Strive's Bitcoin amplification toggle actually means in practice? And can you walk us through how it is different from, say, other digital treasuries out there, such as Strategy?
Yeah, so Strive is unique in the sense that we are the only Bitcoin treasury company that has 100% of its amplification through perpetual preferred equity. So what is amplification? It's combining leverage and perpetual preferred equity. So most digital credit companies have their amplification through debt, which means that they have to make sure that they meet a liability at any given date in the future. Many of them have to post Bitcoin as collateral. So as Bitcoin's going down, they have to maintain and increase the amount of Bitcoin that's held in a collateral account, so they're getting margin calls. We have no encumbered Bitcoin. Bitcoin could literally fall to $1 tomorrow and we won't be liquidated. Our bet is that Bitcoin over the long run will go up substantially, and if that bet is accurate, then that value will accrue to our common equity holders.
So I think that's key. There's no circumstance where the way Strive is set up at this point where they will have to liquidate Bitcoin. And I'm going to try to include some charts from their new slide deck, which is on strive.com, going over this, and this is financial engineering. This is again, I believe this is a totally new concept. I don't hear any other Bitcoin treasury company or Michael Saylor or anyone else doing this exact strategy, but let's let Matt Cole talk. I think this is very bullish. I mentioned that I don't believe the stock price is representing the value here. I think we got a blue swan, and you can look at my last video on that. Anyway, let's go on here.
So it's really just a better form of amplification by not using leverage, but actually using equity in the sense of perpetual preferred equity to give yourself the ability to ride out the volatility of Bitcoin and zoom out. And then we say zoom out a lot because, like we said, Bitcoin's never had a 4-year period with a negative return, but it has had many 1-year periods, many 1-month periods, many 1-week periods where it goes down a lot as it's going up over time, and you have to make sure that you can ride out that volatility. And so we intentionally designed SATA and ASST to be able to do that.
Yeah, and finally, Matt, before I let you go, we are counting down to the end of 2025 and looking ahead to the new year. So the longest U.S. government shutdown in history has come to an end, but given the regulatory outlook for the digital asset landscape, what are you looking forward to and what are your expectations?
Yeah, I think the regulatory outlook has been substantially cleared. It's still being priced into the markets. Obviously, right after Trump got reelected last year, Bitcoin went up substantially. This year has had a year of pretty heavy insider selling of Bitcoin, but I think that ultimately works through. And the long-term outlook for Bitcoin has never been more positive. That regulatory overhang used to be the biggest negative for Bitcoin, and I think we're moving into an AI era, and I think AI is going to carry the markets in 2026 forward, and I think a lot of value will accrue to Bitcoin over the next 1 to 2 years. I think the outlook over the short term for November and December, your guess is as good as mine. Bitcoin's a volatile asset, but I do think that we're forming a solid base here around the, call it $90,000 to $110,000 range.
I think we're below 90 now. We're at 88 on Bitcoin.
I think the sky's the limit to where Bitcoin can go over the next couple of years.
Well, Matt, always great talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday morning. And as always, thank you so much for sharing all of your insights.
Thanks, Remy.
Okay, that's great. That's the new offering. We're going to go over that right now. Let me just switch screens here. Okay, here's the NASDAQ page on SATA, and this is Strive Inc. variable rate Series A perpetual preferred stock. Okay, and we have over here alerts. I don't know if you can see this. The ex-dividend date for dividend payment is December 1, 2025, which means you have to, as I understand it, own the stock before December 1, 2025 to get the dividend. We have the 52-week range. It's just been launched, of course. It's gone from 86 to 98 and change, 99, okay? Today, it's trading between 85 and 89, 90. So it's down about 10%, I think, over its high there. We've got 100 shares trading here. Let's just take a look at the chart. Now, there you go. There's not much of a chart. It's just been launched. But as you can see, let me see if I can expand this. There's a lot of volume going on there. And this is what I was looking for. Here's our dividend payment. And this is going to be the first dividend. It was declared on 11/14, which was just a couple of days ago. We've got $1.1333. The payment date is 12/15. So for every share you buy, you're going to get a dividend of $1.13 1/3. Let's just look at the summary here. This is today's trading up as we're heading towards midday here. Here's the bid and the ask. Not much news here. And they don't even have a news level on this yet. But anyway, I just wanted to give you this again. This symbol is SATA, and I think this is pretty exciting. Between this and SATA and ASST, ASST, of course, does not pay a dividend. The common stock, anyway, I don't know. I think it's Class B now is the common. But you can own ASST and capture the volatility of the Bitcoin, and then you can own SATA and capture the income, steady income. So by owning these two securities, again, not a financial advisor, however, it's like a hedge. It's pretty exciting stuff, I think. And of course, I think, as you can see here, it's Matt Cola's damn the torpedoes. Not worried about the stock price, unconcerned, and moving forward. And let me just see if we can move on to the next section here and talk about a really big development in my mind on a pension fund purchase of Strive. Okay, this is Investors Hangout. There's a lot of different sources on this. Strive Inc., which is SATA and ASST, secures $37 million investment boost from pension fund. So, a prominent pension fund based in Canada has revealed significant investment in Strive. Firm secured an injection of $37 million after purchasing 14 million shares. Okay, now this is a board that manages a healthcare pension plan for the Canadian healthcare industry and so forth. It's part government, part I guess it's public healthcare. Anyway, the Healthcare of Ontario Pension Plan Trust Fund has disclosed that it now holds a 6.4% stake, so over 5%, in Strive's Class A common stock, and I'm not. I don't know. Well, that's a per share price of $2.50. I think well, anyway, let's just go with that. As of September 30, this is a strategic investment. Highlights the growing confidence in Strive amidst the evolving landscape of the cryptocurrency investment. So, that is a pension fund. And of course, Matt Cole is a pension fund guy. And obviously, pension funds invest on a longer basis and with less risk. And I think this is a big vote of confidence for Matt Cole and ASST and SATA. I think some of the people who know their stuff are certainly going for it with these securities and this concept, this Bitcoin treasury concept. Now, this is, I'm just going to go in some basics here. It's OP Trust. They got 27 billion under management, fully funded for 16 years, 114. Public insurers, the Ontario Service Employees Pension Plan was established to an agreement between the province of Ontario and the employees union via the Service Employees Pension Act of 1994, blah, blah, blah. So this is again, I feel a big vote of confidence for Strive. Anyway, let's just move on here. This is the Strive website. We're going to go over to, this is their new Bitcoin dashboard. And this is a very nice feature. You got a lot of information here. This is treasury.strive.com. Okay, so this is live now, but it shows you the Bitcoin holdings that are registered right now. I actually think there's more in progress. We're going to see how that goes. And the Bitcoin price and the share price and the NAV and so on and so forth. So here's your Bitcoin acquisitions. Very nice graphic here. Okay, and here. Okay, and you got the purchase history. So full transparency here. Pretty interesting option for those following the stock, keeping the faith with Strive stock. Now, let's just move over here. Now, this is the new slide deck, okay? And this replaces their old slide deck, which outlined their basic Bitcoin strategy. And as you can see here, we got SATA, ASST, and SATA. So these are the yin and yang of Strive. And so equity-only amplification, no debt, no margin requirements, no encumbered Bitcoin. I think this is the key to the real value here with Strive. Bitcoin Treasury Company to IPO, a perpetual, this is SATA, okay? Highest Bitcoin application from preferred equity amongst Bitcoin. Current Bitcoin application ratio over 25%. Not sure what that means, okay? So they're announcing their, the acquisition they did. Largest equity, now this is key, largest equity-only Bitcoin treasury financing. $1.5 billion in total potential receipts. Now, The key again is no debt and no encumbrance on Bitcoin. So SATA is a variable dividend, I believe that. So they're not going to have to sell Bitcoin. And I do believe Matt Cole is going to establish a Bitcoin treasury, and it is going to be like Fort Knox. And just as he has spun off SATA, there are many other things you can do once you have a war chest, a solid treasury of Bitcoin to work with. You can borrow against it and so forth. So anyway, this is just to give you a view of the new, I'm looking for one particular, this is the new slide deck here. And they have a lot of information. This is the chart I'm looking for. Why preferred equity? Okay. And I believe this is SATA. Look at this. No. Okay. No, blah, blah, blah. Encumbers Bitcoin. No margin. Infinite liability. Publicly traded. Ability to do at the market. Okay. So this is, I believe, focused on their SATA. Okay. And Matt Cole, here we go. This is SATA, the perpetual preferred equity that bridges traditional finance with the digital age. Just as a SATA cable, if anybody remembers the SATA cable. So, digital credit, again, Fort Knox, okay? This is our own treasury, people. We don't have to depend on the Fed or the U.S. Treasury and them printing money. We're going to build our own financial system here. And this is the overview of SATA. You can read this at your leisure, but they have a dividend floor, cumulative dividend, all kind of stuff here. This is a very interesting. Now, I just want to give my own personal opinion here. With Matt Cole being a pension guy, and this being, we just had a big pension fund purchase. This is pension oriented. So I don't want to say safe because I'm not a financial analyst, but barring the extreme volatility or some kind of cracking of the Bitcoin blockchain, this is the new. And anyway, Strive preferred equity toolkit guidance when trading over 105. Anyway, you guys can look at this at your leisure. But I just want to say that, now this is interesting. Fixed income ETFs and existing perpetual preferred equity. So we got SATA way up here. Dividend yield is 12.5 and so on and so forth here. Anyway, take a look at this, guys. Fascinating stuff. So we've got a whole new paradigm here of what's going on with Strive, with ASST, with SATA. Here's our, if you ever want to know what's going on, here it is. And I think if you want to get on the dividend train, you're going to have to purchase SATA before December 1. We're at about $80 a share. With $1.13 dividend at this point. Now, I would hope that at some point we would get. I am a big fan of IEP, Carl Icahn's conglomerate, and the way he runs it, and how of course, they have just cut their dividend, I believe, but it's beside the point. The structure is returning gains via dividends to stockholders, okay? And having outsized dividends based on, performance of the management and so forth. And, of course, Carl Icahn, his fund right now, I think even at a 50-cent dividend, I mean, the share price has been knocked down. And again, that's a Blue Swan event as well. I just want to mention, some of my viewers are talking about, they were happy to read about the Blue Swan event. I just want to tell you, Carl Icahn stock, it was trading at, I don't know, $15, $15 to $20 a share. And then Hindenburg Research did a short report on this, and, Iron Butt Icahn just said, I'm not responding to this. This is all, BS. I'm not responding to it. And it knocked his share price down, 50%. But he maintained his dividend and everything. And, this was a flim-flam report by Hindenburg, which, by the way, Hindenburg short, which, by the way, dismantled itself the day Donald Trump took office. And I just want to remind everybody that Carl Icahn was a major supporter and financial backer of Trump's first term. And this was in the interim with the past administration when this took place, along with a whole lot of other shorts of this same nature. And appears on the surface to have been developed to, remove financing and support for a possible Trump run. And again, Mandani, the Indian firm, has directly linked George Soros to Hindenburg Research. And so this is another breadcrumb for all the Blue Swan guys out there. Here's another breadcrumb. Mike Benz, he just linked Jeffrey Epstein, Barack Obama, and George Soros to a Rio Tinto copper mining deal in Mongolia. So there's a lot of Blue Swans out there, guys. Look at my past videos. I think the Icahn is a very interesting Blue Swan. But this new information, linking those last three parties, I think is very exciting too. But anyway, I think this is all, despite the stock price of ASST, which, is subject to change, of course. This is all very fascinating and interesting news regarding Strive and Matt Cole's direction at Strive. I think presenting the public, I mean, if you don't want to hold Bitcoin personally, I think everybody should have some Bitcoin personally. But, between ASST and SATA, you have one vehicle to capture upside volatility, one vehicle to maintain income downside. This is a hedge. You don't have to think about it. Anyway, not recommending a stock. This is MXUX. Hope you guys like this report. Also, that 6% purchase by that pension fund also is a big vote of confidence. Over 5% of the stock. Very interesting. Of course, guys, I'm not a financial analyst, And there's a lot of financial engineering going on here, but I just wanted to provide you with this news. Do your own DD, verify the information here. Good luck in the market. This is MXUX.